Hey, what's up guys? This is King Vox, and today we're going to be talking about the Renegade. The Renegade is one of the Revenant's new specs, and a lot of people ask me how do I feel that this class is in PvP, and this video is not going to be long, okay? I feel that the class is a very weak class in PvP, and it doesn't mean that you can't be good or something like that, but I feel that it lacks a lot of tools that other classes has, and it takes way too much. It takes way too much work to be as good as other classes can be. And a lot of times I don't like to say stuff like that, because I believe that if you like a class and you love a class for everything it is, you should play it no matter what and get good at it, and you can still wreck people. And people do. There's tons of Revenants out there or whatever that wreck people. The problem is the Revenants kind of lack the burst and defensive of most likely every other class in a game. Even like the Revenant at some point is even squishier than Elementalists and Mesmers, and Thieves and stuff like that. And these are classes that have insane bursts. Like, you guys, I don't even have to speak about Thief burst. You guys already know about how hard Thieves hit. And same with Mesmers. Mesmers can burst you with condition or power. It's really up to them. And they can do it all from the safety of stealth or the safety of their illusions, where if a Mesmer is really good, man, the chances of you being able to kill him before he blows you up while he's hiding invisible is very small, And then you have Revenant. Revenant has a lot of problems, I mean, as far as PvE, it's a perfect class. It's a beautiful condition class. Once things get a little bit harder in fractals, it suffers from the same defensive problems that it suffers from in PvP. But other than that, it's a really great class in PvE. It's just really nice. The short bow feels good. I remember when they first announced that Revenant was going to be getting a short bow for conditions, I was kind of like, oh man, I don't want a short bow. But I'm gonna be honest, they're probably some of the coolest looking skills I've ever seen out of any MMO that I've played, as far as like a bow character. Now I have my bow right now transmog into this thing. This isn't a yo-yo. I don't know why I was gonna call it a yo-yo. It's a slingshot, but the skills feel really good, So in PvE, this is kind of like a dream range class. There's a lot of stuff you can actually do with this class in PvE, because you have rotations in PvE, and rotations are about being efficient. In PvP, you don't have that. What is it called? You don't have that comfort, I guess. You don't have that pillow of being able to sit back and take your time and getting a rotation down. PvP and Guild Wars, it's very fast paced, and people can kill you in a couple of seconds flat. So you don't really have that time to sit there and manage your skills and be able to like stay alive or whatever at the same time, where classes like the Warrior, Thief, Mesmer, Elementalists and stuff like that can all pop defensive cooldowns as while still being, offensive. Now, let me tell you, there's nothing more fun than being a backline renegade with your short bow, because your conditions can melt a whole team if they stay on the pad. But that requires you to have a team that's worth a jam. You know what I mean? Get straight up worth a jam. And when you do have that, it's really nice. So when you play this class in structured PvP, you always want to be on the back line. Never assume that you can't beat any other class in a 1v1 if they know what they're doing. All right, you just don't have the proper tools. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just going to be a real hard fight for you, and it's not going to feel good when other classes can go immune to damage for 2-3 seconds. And it's funny because you got Mesmer now that can go completely immune to damage by phasing, which is cool, but when we do our jump, boom, we can't attack. This is the difference. See, Mesmer, I call it phasing because I call it like immunity, because they can still put out damage and still burst you down while they're completely immune. Warriors, they can go immune to physical damage, and they can reduce condition damage for a certain amount of time on them, where it basically doesn't do any damage to them. And meanwhile, while they're doing that, they can two-shot you. Now, when I say they can two-shot you, I'm not just referring to Renegade. I'm referring to every other class too. You know, they can not. I'm not saying that Renegade is very weak, although their defensive is kind of like lacking. But for Renegade, you have, say, a physical character jumps on you right now while you're in, you know, Malice, or even the Renegade stance. Okay, you're screwed. You are literally screwed. You have nothing. I mean, you can pull out your melee, but conditions versus power, face to face, power wins every time, hands down. Unless you're an engineer with dual pistols, because those conditions are crazy. Those fires will burn people down really fast, right? But not a class like this. Not a class like this. If a melee comes up with you, you really can't fight with him. Your best bet is to try to use your Axe 5, and hopefully that knocks him down. You're able to get a 3-2 combo on him and then just auto attack him. But I'm trying to tell you right now, it may not look good. It may not look good, because they can definitely go immune to your stuff and still just wreck you. And you don't have any physical immunities as a Revenant, like as any of those things. Like, you have Herald is really cool because Herald has a shield, and when you shield block or whatever, it heals you and stuff like that, but it's a cooldown, right? So that will imply that you have to be a power necro. I mean, not a power necro, what the hell am I saying? A power Revenant, you know what I mean? So for power, you have some stuff, but once that shield thing is over, that's it. That's it. You can wrap it up. That booty's gone, and people know this. So back in the day, people used to always attack necromancers because they felt that, you know, necromancers couldn't really do anything about it. So if we focus the necromancer, that necromancer is definitely going down. There's no ifs, what, buts about it. So Revenant has, ever since Revenant's come out, Revenant has taken that spot as the #1 focused class in PvP. And this is another reason why it's not too enjoyable. You don't really have a lot of stuff to get away from it when multiple people are attacking you. You know, Necromancer, it wasn't too bad because we had Shroud, and we could always eat a lot of damage in Shroud and deal a lot of damage at the same time. Where Revenant is one of those classes where it feels like you either have to choose defensive, if you want to be defensive right now, or you want to be offensive right now. And a part of your defensive is just running the hell away. Literally, it's literally running away. Now, this is one of my favorite defenses. Now, let me see if I can switch this really fast. I have to wait. So this is my favorite combo right here. It would be Legendary Dwarf Stance and Malice, right? Now, this right here is really cool. I love this, but people still seem to burst you down inside this, but it's good group support. And I have noticed the damage reduction or whatever in group fights where my group would barely take any damage while it's up. And, you know, as you're shooting stuff like that, you can actually get this to a really decent amount of time, so where you can actually keep buffing them with it. Like, I'll use it right now. But the problem is, you would have to auto attack. You'd have to auto attack. And I mean, it kind of goes for, it's not just like this skill, right? It's not just this skill, but it's any skill, because all of them uses so much of the energy that you can't really afford to use your other skill and stuff like that. You just want to auto attack and then use this. So it kind of makes this, I don't really know what they were trying to go for with the legendary specs, but some of these skills are very weak, and then some of them are very overpowered in a way. But either way, they don't feel good using this energy source. Like, I don't think the energy source is a good source at all in PvP, and I'm gonna try not to rant about that too much. I mean, you guys can go on the forums and, you know, check out some threads or whatever that cover things that you know, Revenants need as far as like PvE is concerned and where their weakness is at, and you guys can support those people that make those forum posts to try to have the Revenant like reworked as far as that. I mean, like, the only way I feel that the Revenant's going to be a prime PvP character or a fun character, because I mean, it's in PvE, like I said, it's a perfect class. It's great. It feels great, you know, condition and power. But in PvP, it doesn't feel great at all. It just doesn't. And that's it, guys. I don't want to rant too much about this. You guys can leave your opinions down in the comments below. Sorry this video was just me ranting about the class, but I was asked to make a structured PvP video, and trying to make that video, there was a lot of problems that I seen and I kept running into, and it's the reason why I never really PvP'd on this class is because of that. Now, I have PvP'd in the past a little bit, you know, but as far as like, you know, wanting to main it and take it into here, I will switch classes before coming back in here. I won't bring my Revenant back into structured PvP, and I won't bring it into world versus world a lot as well. So peace out.